And we are exploring the zoo and all that it's done over the last 100 years, 1922.
It really is incredible, all the work done not only in Houston but beyond. Lauren Kelly is live with the Galapagos tortoise. And Lauren, I understand it is lunchtime for this little one.
You know, Derek and Chow, what I learned is that these guys eat and graze all day long. Currently, what they're eating is a bunch of lettuce. We find that lettuce is a very common thing that a lot of the animals here at the zoo like to eat. And also, they have hay out all day long. Melissa Hodges, you are the herpetology keeper. And who do we have out here today?
So we have different kinds of tortoises. These two right here, these are the Galapagos tortoises. These are Seymour and Daphne are females. And then over there, we have Jervis, our male. Then these two right here, these are the African spurred tortoises, Bobby and Bubbles. And then this little one right here, this is Mrs. Pickles.
I love that you remember all of your kids' names. I'm just going to kind of come over here because like you told us earlier, they love the colors green, red, and orange. So they've been eating the lettuce and you can basically control where they are because they absolutely love it so much.
Yes, the lettuce is biggest treat for them. They primarily do eat hay, but love all kinds of greens, hibiscus, cacti, all that kind of stuff.
And so these two over here, I asked if they were fully grown, and they're not.
They are not. So these guys are about 14 years old. They weigh like 150-ish. They can get up to 500, live well over...
triple the size they are.
Live well over 100 years, so they're still growing. I would say they're little.
And what about the kind of neutral colored one? What kind is that?
So these are the African spurred tortoises. These guys are about 34 years old. I would say they weigh about like 75 pounds, but they'll stay that size pretty much. They can get a little bit bigger.
And I have to have Chris demonstrate how they love to be scratched on their neck. It's like they're little puppies. Why do they enjoy that so much?
So it's something that they do in the wild. They do that so the finches will land on their necks and actually just pick off bugs, parasites. It's called like a finch reaction.
And they can stay like that the whole day.
Statues, literally. Oh yeah.
Well, you mentioned Mrs. Pickles right here. She's very special because she is married to Mr. Pickles, right?
Mr. Pickles, yeah.
And Mr. Pickles, I believe, Derek and Chow is who you guys have on set with you now. Don't worry, Miss Pickles, your husband is coming back soon, I promise.
We separated them only for a short amount of time, Lauren. Do not worry. Thanks for that out there. It's great to see Mrs. Pickles. And yeah, you're right. During your live hit just now, Mr. Pickles moseyed on over to our side of town.
Maybe he was just a little jealous and he wanted to check out the action. Well, Natalie Jones is back to see who moseyed on in.
Hi, so this is Mr. Pickles. He is a radiated tortoise. So Mr. Pickles is the oldest animal here at the Houston Zoo. He's going to be 90 in July.
Wow. And this is typical, right, Natalie? I mean, tortoises live a very long life, usually around 100 years. Is that right?
Yeah, so tortoises can live up to 100 years, sometimes even over. That's why a lot of people, when they get them as pets, have to put them into their will because they outlived the people.
I never thought about that. Mr. Pickles, you've still got some time left.
Yeah, Mr. Pickles is way older than most of us.
It's interesting, too, Natalie, when he moseyed on in, he moves rather quickly. I mean, a lot of people just assume tortoises are pretty slow, but if he wants to, he can move very fast.
So tortoises are known for being pretty slow, but occasionally they do get that speed up when they're moving away from predators, but also I see our tortoises regularly get their speed up when they're moving towards food.
And were you there for the matrimony of Mr. and Mrs. Pickles?
I was not. I was unfortunately not available to attend that.
You know, it's interesting to watch him because he's so curious, and you can tell his eyes are looking right at you. I mean, there's someone in there.
Yeah, tortoises are very smart. So we use some puzzle feeder enrichment for some of our tortoises, and they really like it, and they're able to figure it out pretty quickly. We also train our tortoises in the ambassador building to like kennel and target and things like that. So
kennel and target, training them in the mind and the body, right?
Yeah.
Who knew tortoises can be trained? All right, Natalie Jones, thank you for introducing us to Mr. Pickles, and we'll let him soon reunite with his beloved Mrs. Pickles. Natalie, we'll see you in just a bit.